Hey everybody, welcome back to Kinfolk Farm. My name's Shane. Appreciate you guys stopping by for this quick little video about how to prune your muscadines. I thought I'd do a quick video showing you guys how I prune my muscadines. Some may do it different, but this is the way I do it. I'll show you guys our newer vines, how I prune them, and our older vines, which this right here is our older vines. They're thick, so I haven't got to them yet. But I've done all the newer vines, all those, because they're easier. But I'll show you how I prune your young vines. I'll show you how to prune your older vines. All right, since these have already been pruned, I'll show you guys what you could be doing. This was all from last year's growth. Had a really good growing season last year. No grapes on any of these plants. I pulled all the buds off of them last year to make sure none of them would produce grapes. I just wanted growth. So starting at your trunk, this is what I do. I make sure there's not a single thing growing on my trunk. I keep my trunk clean from the split all the way to the ground. Then my main vine that's running out, I try to count the buds. 1, 2, 3, 4. I left a couple here. No big deal because I go real fast. 1, 2, 3. And see, only 3 on that one. So I try, my goal is to keep 4 buds. 1, 2, 3, 4. I try to keep 4 buds on each limb that's coming off my plant. Some I missed some because I'm rocking out here. I mean, there's a lot. It took me 2 days to do all this, and I'm just cutting. But I try to eyeball it as 1, 2, 3, 4 buds. 1, 2, 3, 4. I left one on the tip, no problem. But that's basically what I do. On your single little vines like that, 4 buds. I'll see if I can find. Here's one that splits. 1, 2, and then it had a split. One went this way, one went that way. I just sort of left this. I don't like a lot of them to cross like this. I'll fix that next year. I don't really care about it this year. Next year, I'll start pruning this up a little tighter. But no problems with that. Some of these center limbs, I like to let them go on younger plants for the fact I'll get a lot of grapes right here in the center this year because I think most of your nutrients makes it to here before it works its way out the vine. I sort of keep some bigger growth here towards the trunk of the plant. But that's me. All right, super simple. I did all my younger plants that way. Really, really simple. I did them all. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All these. Every one. So we'll look at the older vines next, and I'll show you what I'm doing over here with these guys. Now you can see I hadn't pruned any of these from here over. The last row over there I pruned because there's only 3 plants. I went ahead and knocked that out one day just to get that out of the way and say I did a row. Well, first of all, you check your trunk. Make sure there's no growth on your trunk. We don't want any growth on our trunk. Always. Through the whole summer, anything I see growing on there, I keep it cut. Then you can see right here where I made last year's cut. See that little black spot right there, and the difference in the color of the wood here and here. This is your new growth that came off from me cutting this last year. Also, this is your new growth coming off that limb. Here's some more. See, I cut right here. There's some new growth and new growth. So what I want to do is I'm not going to cut all this back to the main trunk. I'm just going to cut 1, 2 buds right there. I'm going to cut that right here on this one. 1, 2 buds. I'm going to cut that right here. You can count that as a bud. 1, there's one underneath, 2. Cut that. And what that'll do is that'll promote growth to come out of these buds off of your new wood. And that's really important because your grapes will produce from your new wood, from this year's wood. All right, so you can see that this is, let me get this out of the way. All right, see, say for instance, I made a cut right here last year. You see that? I made that cut, and I made this cut right here. Well, this was new wood that came off of that, here and down here. And you could see where the grapes were from that new wood. Here, all the grapes come off that. See right there? So all your grapes are gonna come off that new wood. And as the years go by, they will get wider and wider and wider. And then you will eventually, I'll have to make videos on that. Eventually you'll come and cut these big ones off because you'll have newer ones starting. See here? you'll have newer ones coming and the cycle starts over. So super simple. Let me show you what I've done so far over here. Yeah, just trying to make this a super quick video while the dogs run around and use the bathroom and do their thing. But you can see clean trunk, clean trunk. This is the one I actually did prune. Clean trunk. The main vine comes down and you can see the old wood. It's a grayer, more of a grayer wood. This will be more of a brown. Let me get that off. But you can see where I made my cut right here. I made my cut here. New wood came out here. New wood came out here. And of course we had grapes on the new wood. And all I did was 1-2 buds. Snip, 1-2 buds. I left that one because it has some growth coming off of it. But that's super simple. See how this is old wood right here? This come up, it came out, and I cut here. I cut right here. The new wood came out, produced grapes, see? And I left actually 1 too many here. There's a couple here. Left these a little long. Oh, I missed one right here. You cut that joker. 1, 2. I'm gonna leave it extra long. But this is so simple. It's so simple. 1, 2, and there's a little bud. And this is all old cut and old wood from last year. Or the year before. The year before, I should say. But just a super quick video for you guys. It is super important to prune your muscadines. Please don't neglect your muscadines. For you guys that have muscadines and say every year, I don't get grapes, I don't get grapes. I hear it all the time. Matter of fact, I had a neighbor not far from me. He had a huge row that was giant, and he would always say he never got grapes. Got to prune them. Got to prune your grapes. You got to prune your plants. Because the roots that are down here trying to pick up the water and nutrients go up, and they're just keeping the plants alive. If these plants are huge, which you guys that grow muscadines know, they get huge. They're just keeping the plant alive. They're not going to give you the extra fruit. They're not going to give you the muscadines. Sometimes they might, if they get a real good year of rain and all. But if you keep them pruned, they'll produce. These things will produce. Keep your plants pruned. Super important. All right, one last thing. That sun's bright. One last thing before I let you guys go. First of all, I want to say I love you guys to death. Thanks so much for checking out my channel. Subscribe if you hadn't subscribed. Also, if you're looking for muscadine plants, please check out my dear friends at Ison's Nursery. It's where we get all this stuff. Anytime I talk about muscadines, I try to promote their nursery because they're super cool friends with me. They're great people. I just love the folks at Ison's. Let them know Kinfolk Farm sent you. Also, check out their website and get you a free catalog. You may want something besides muscadines, apples, blackberries. I got some plum trees that are awesome. Persimmons, strawberries, just blueberry, tons of different fruits, nuts, and berries at Ison's Nursery. I love those guys. Please go check them out. All right, I'm gonna let you guys go. Remember, younger plants, prune them. Super easy. Go to the beginning of the video if you need a refresher of how to prune them. Older plants, prune them as well and be ready for some muscadines. Do me a favor. Go check out my website, Kinfolk Farm. Send me some pictures of your muscadines. Let me know how you do it. If you got any questions too, leave them in the comment section below. I'll do my best. I'm not a professional grower. I just had a hobby that went overboard, and I have some friends at Ison's Nursery that really helped me out. So I got that going for me. All right, love you guys to death. See you on the next video.